Members and supporters of Twin Cities Development gathered in Scottsbluff last week for the organization's annual meeting, which provided a look back and forward on various efforts to improve life and work conditions in and around Scottsbluff County. Executive Director Jordan Diedrich told those in the crowd on Thursday that the group saw a number of successful efforts during the course of the year, including completion of teen opportunity surveys that found the majority of the students in the area would like to stay in or return to the area as they enter the workforce. He also said that the challenges that face the future and the TCD focus in the coming year is improving early child care offerings, which impact economic development in many ways.
One of those ways is current workforce. And so you have mom, dad, grandma, grandpa that are at home with their child or their grandchild because there's nowhere for them to go when they could be in the workforce. It also affects future workforce as well because you have children that are not getting the social emotional skills or education that they need to be able to be productive students or good in the workforce.
Also highlighted during the meeting were successes with their e-kitchen, where at least one couple using the resource was able to move on to their own food truck business, as well as the organization providing startup assistance to 126 new companies during the course of 2023.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then, your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
A 54-year-old Scottsbluff woman who burglarized local storage units earlier this year has struck a plea deal to avoid standing trial. Julie Michael was arrested in late February after her vehicle was caught on surveillance breaking into 2 units at Scottsbluff Storage. She was back in court late last month to answer to charges of burglary, possession of burglar's tools, and possession of a controlled substance. She ended up pleading no contest to a charge of attempted burglary, and the remaining 3 counts were dismissed. Michael is scheduled to be back in court on January 11th for sentencing. Well, charges have been dismissed against a Scottsbluff man who was arrested following a January traffic stop that resulted in the seizure of drugs and firearms. 45-year-old Israel Cantu was charged with possession of meth 10 to 27 grams and distribution of an exceptionally hazardous drug. However, late last month, District Attorney Dave Eubanks filed a motion to dismiss the case without prejudice, which means the charges in connection to this case could be filed at a later date if warranted. And the U.S. average retail price for regular gasoline decreased to $3.24 a gallon on Monday. That's down 5.1 cents from a week ago, based on the weekly price survey by the U.S. Energy Information Administration. The average retail price for on-highway diesel fuel decreased to $4.15 a gallon. That's down 6.3 cents. According to AAA, the average price of a gallon of regular gasoline in Nebraska checked in at just under $3.06 a gallon, or about 5 cents below the price charged last week. The Auto Group reports the price of a gallon of diesel fuel was just over $4.06, a drop of nearly 11 cents from 1 week ago.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Let's start with the signing and then we'll get to a big upset. We're going back to last Wednesday night, the eve of the start of the high school basketball season statewide, and it was Scottsbluff senior and three-sport standout Paige Horn making her intentions known as she signed to play basketball at Division I Omaha.
So I've been playing basketball for a super long time, and I feel like this is the sport that I've put so much energy into, and I am so excited to see what can happen playing it at the next level. And then my dad always said this was a sport that he could see me going to college and playing. So I think that's what led to Omaha.
Now more from Horn here on the length of the process and how the recruiting circuit all played out for her.
So they ended up seeing me at state basketball my junior year, and then the assistant coach reached out to me afterward, and we were kind of in contact for a little bit, and then track season happened and we lost contact. And then beginning of volleyball season, I got back in contact with the head coach, and she invited me for a visit after state volleyball, and from then, well, here we are.
On Friday night, Horn and her Scottsbluff teammates opened up the season with a big, comfortable win over Mitchell. Horn led the team in scoring that night with 21 points. The Cats have a new head coach this year in Hattie Burford.
Paige is just a special kid. She's one of those, we've talked about it, could go to the college level in any of the sports that she plays. And whatever sport she's in, she pours her whole heart out into it. And so I just felt very fortunate that she chose basketball because I think she's going to work really hard this season and help us have a good year.
Scottsbluff senior Paige Horn signing last week to play basketball at Omaha. In volleyball, she helped lead Scottsbluff to the state tournament, and she's set for a big senior year as well in track and field. The upset we were talking about, that was Saturday at Cougar Palace as the WNCC women's team knocked off number 11 College of Southern Idaho. The final was 82-77. Faith Walker and Mackenzie Joseph both scoring 15 points in the win to help lead the way to the big home victory. The Cougar women now 9-1 this season ahead of a trip out of town later this week. WNCC will have the women and men's teams in Gillette, Wyoming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Border Wars event. We'll have those games with Chuck Schwartz on KOLT. Big high school doubleheader coming up for early week action. That'll be tomorrow night with the Gering High Bulldogs traveling to play at Bridgeport. Gering got coaching debut wins on Friday for Brittany Macias and Trey Winkler over Alliance. For the Bridgeport girls and boys, they rolled to running clock wins. The girls did over Perkins County and St. Pat's Friday and Saturday, while the Bridgeport boys went 1-1 after a hard-fought loss to St. Pat's on Saturday night. Doubleheader tomorrow night with Jeff Kelly on KMOR 93.3 starting at 5:15. That is the latest today from right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us and our teammates will take us there.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, proceeds from this year's German Harvest Fest were handed out last week by members of the event's planning committee. On Tuesday, committee co-chairs gave $2,000 to the Legacy of the Plains Museum and $3,000 to the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds. Dean Kammerzall explained why the two organizations were chosen as this year's beneficiaries.
If it wasn't for Lana and the Ag Society, we could host. She's a great host. She hosts it for us. And Dave with the Farm and Ranch Museum, Legacy of the Plains, has a German-Russian heritage display.
Numerous sponsors of the event were thanked by co-chair Judy Meter, and she also highlighted the impact of the many volunteers that helped.
All of these people that come together to put this on is all volunteer. There's no money exchanged hands for that. It's everything they do for this is just volunteer, and we so appreciate the time that they're putting in to volunteer for this.
Next year's event date is tentatively scheduled for October 12th at the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds in Mitchell. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.